Hey, it's Matt, the real estate guy, and since 2003, I've been helping people just like you invest and profit through real estate. It's really amazing to see how many of our clients have become very wealthy by following my simple, proven, and repeatable action plan. I'm about to show you the 6 ways smart investors build generational and reoccurring wealth through investing in real estate. The first thing to talk about is cash flow. We obviously want as much positive cash flow as possible. Very simply put, how much can you reasonably expect to collect from your tenants and the rent each month? Then subtract your expenses, such as your mortgage payment, your insurance, your real estate taxes, any other costs that are required to operate your property. Now I have a very simple spreadsheet, I'll send this to your email, that will help you break down and show you how much you can expect to make from a potential investment property. A large part of the expenses you will encounter are mortgage payments. And part of that mortgage payment you make each month goes towards paying down your original loan balance. This money doesn't come out of your pocket. This money comes from your tenants and the rental income that you receive from them. Basically, you borrowed money from the bank and you're letting your tenants pay that bank back for you. For example, you borrow $1 million from the bank today. You will have paid down approximately 15% of that loan through rents collected and paying that mortgage after only 10 years, 15% after 10 years. Now this increases exponentially. The longer you hold the property, after 15 years, you've paid down 26% of the loan balance. And after 20 years, you've generally paid off 45% of the loan balance. This all happens in the background while you collect cash flow each month from your tenants. In addition to paying down your mortgage and receiving cash each month from owning your investment property, in theory, the property should also be increasing in value, so the value of the property goes up. There's no guarantee of this, but there is a reasonable expectation. Will this be 1% a year or will it be 10%? No one knows for sure, but historically, property appreciation is significantly greater than the inflation rate. So the value of your property should increase much faster than the cost of goods and services in the economy as a whole. So just for an example, if you buy a property today at 1 million, it increases in value or appreciates at say 4.5% a year over the next 10 years. Wow, your property is worth $1,553,000. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, now let's talk about some tax breaks that can potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars. Full disclosure, I'm not a CPA. Repeat, I'm not a CPA, but I do know the general concepts, and that's all I'm trying to outline here. So again, buy that same property for $1 million, you can depreciate the building portion over 27.5 years if it's residential, and commercial properties generally allow you to depreciate over 39 years. A residential property is classified as 4 units or less. So if you buy a quadplex for $1 million today, you can depreciate that property using the straight line depreciation over the next 27.5 years. Part of the value is in the land and part of this in the building. So generally 80% is the building, 20% is the land. Of that $1 million property, $800,000 is the depreciable portion. Divided by 27.5 years, you get $29,000 a year in a tax write-off. That said, you can make a profit of $29,000 a year on this property without paying any additional taxes. So, are you getting excited yet? Investing in real estate? I hope so, because it's about to get even more interesting. Let's talk about how inflation can actually increase your wealth. I know, weird. So on that same $1 million property, let's assume you put down 25% and you borrowed $750,000. Borrowing at today's current money value, this is a little bit suggestive, but let's say $1 in today's current value buys a loaf of bread. In 5 or 10 years, it'll likely cost $2 to buy that similar loaf of bread. This is the value of money, which has been cut in half. Think about this when you go to paying back your mortgage that you borrowed today with money that is worth half as much as it was when you borrowed it. The goods you bought with borrowed money or the property is worth more, and the dollars you used to pay off that mortgage are worth less. It's a win-win. So finally, let's talk about leverage. When you invest in a stock market, you could easily make 6, 8, sometimes even 10% on your money. But there is no leverage involved. You invest $250,000, you make a percentage return on that $250,000. Boring, right? When you buy real estate, you can leverage that down payment anywhere from 4 times to as much as 10 times, depending on the type of investment that you're making. This is called your cash on cash return. You can calculate this by taking your total income that you on your property, subtract your total expenses, and divide by the cash that you used out of your pocket as your down payment to purchase the property. It's not uncommon to see some very impressive returns. Okay, so now you know the basic principles, how to generate wealth through real estate. What's the next step? How do we put this into action? Keep an eye on your email, because tomorrow I'm going to send you my super simple spreadsheet that I use to evaluate deals. I'll take you through a quick real life example and show you how I break it down. See you then.